Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've been on this freaking show, but I'm back. We had a discussion, and Riley let me back on the show. So after three weeks, 2 weeks, I'm finally
cool now.
back.
We're cool now.
All right,
Gio and I are friends again.
Yay! Through the power of friendship, we're making this live stream happen. Let's put some music on because I haven't done that in a minute. So welcome back, everybody. It's been a minute since I've been on the manga stream. It's been a chaotic past 2 weeks. I know some people watch the manga streams and don't watch the other streams that we do weekly. So if you don't know, it's been a series of events. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Just the whole. It was supposed to be a tropical storm, so I wasn't really that worried about it. But then when it arrived, it turned into a hurricane, which became Fiona, and that became a whole thing. I was fine. Nothing happened at all. I was perfectly fine. The power grid was out, so fortunately, they're still working hard at it. And instead of like back in 2017 with Maria, where I spent 3 whole months without power. At least for this one, it was just a week. So the system is ancient, and they're trying their best. So whatever. And then I had some family stuff to take care of, unrelated to the internet. And finally, I'm back. So it's your boy Gio here, still petitioning for an Inhumans omnibus. I don't know if it's going to happen, not this year, but next year. I'm pushing hard for that. And if you see a certain someone streaming on a Saturday, let them know. Let them know that I sent you, and I want that damn omnibus. So let's make it happen, guys. Anyway, long introductions aside, Riley, how you doing? Omnibus Collector.
I'm well, thank you. Thank you. Good to be joined by you once again. We missed you last week. I missed you 2 weeks ago, but we both missed you last week.
Thank you. I saw a little bit of it live on my phone when you guys were streaming. That was fun.
Did you catch the fact that I messed up and wasn't streaming to YouTube at the beginning?
No. I caught it halfway into the stream.
I accidentally set it to go to Facebook, and we were going, and there was nobody in the chat or anything.
Yeah.
I was like, this is weird. And then I stopped, and Colleen noticed as well and was like, I wasn't going to say anything, but I thought it was kind of weird that there was nobody saying anything yet. So the first 6 or 7 minutes of the show, we were not on, and I like click over, and if you go to the beginning of the recorded version, Colleen's cracking up, and I'm like trying to catch everyone up to what happened.
That's awesome. Love it. Good to see you. Okay, Gio. Thank you, Warren. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Love every single one of you. Terry, I want to highlight this just for fun. Don't worry, Terry. We're not going to make fun of you. King and Queen of Comics. I'll take it. One of us is king and the other one's queen tonight. And of manga, not comics. But it's all the same. So welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Let me remind all of you watching that this show is sponsored by the fine folks at InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions, whether it be an omnibus, trade paperback, hardcover, manga, and so much more. You can get it with amazing deals, up to 50% off. If you make an order of $50 or more, you get free shipping. If you place an order week by week, you get that loyalty discount. So that's an extra 2% to add to that order. And it's your one-stop shop for all your collected editions needs. You got to check out IST, InStockTrades.com. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging. That's InStock Trades, the official sponsor of Omnibroslive here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. And I just noticed that somebody left some messages here, and I have no idea what's happening. I'll let you guys know some other time. But apparently something happened last night, because these messages here on my thing on StreamYard were not there when I last clicked on it. I don't know if it was Gabe, Jess, or Lou or somebody, but that's funny. So yeah, IST, shout out to them. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Go check them out and buy all the cool manga that they are putting out. Tyler, good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it. So tonight, it's kind of a wild night because it's pre-New York Comic Con, and that sucks because we don't have all the info on all the releases. So we're a little bit too early to geek out about any potential new releases, and I hate that. So now we got to wait until next Thursday. If there are some cool releases, we'll talk about them. But for now, I got like 6 books that are coming out that I thought we'd share and talk a little bit about.
Question is, are the publishers going to make announcements at New York Comic Con, or are they going to save them for Anime NYC? It's like back-to-back conventions, like 5 weeks, 6 weeks later is Anime NYC. So it's kind of like Anime Expo versus SDCC.
Yeah.
Yes, me, of course.
It's wild speculation time. Yeah.
I know it seems like Yen Press is probably going to have announcements. I'll say that. Because of the way that their like description of their panels was. And then Viz just tweeted that they're going to be live streaming or live tweeting announcements from their panel tomorrow. But I don't know if they're going to be doing their quarterly, or it's every 4 months. They're whatever. Their regular every 4 month announcements for licenses. If they're going to do that tomorrow, or if they're going to do that next week, and like tomorrow is like anime related stuff, kind of like at Anime Expo. All they talked about was like the Naruto coming to Hulu and JJK Blu-ray. That was it. So I don't know, because on like their typical schedule, it would be next Friday, I believe, that they would be going through the licensing announcements.
Mm-hmm. And I suspect, because I saw the pictures from the con floor for NYCC, I just think we might just see a panel of anime premieres like Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
And the other one, what's the big one that's starting soon? Mob Psycho already started. Blue Lock. Is it Blue Lock, the soccer one?
Blue Lock is starting soon.
That's starting soon. My Hero Academia already started.
Bleach is really soon as well.
Oh, so you maybe what they'll do is just preview Bleach and Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I would suspect that might be it of what they're doing tomorrow. I would not. I'm not gonna get my hopes up that they're gonna do the announcements early. But there's a chance, and if they do, then I will be ready to go and like put a video together about it like as soon as possible after they finish.
Cleveland Brown, I predict more live adaptations of manga and anime, what everyone loves.
The live action Chainsaw Man coming in 2024
with a chainsaw from Home Depot.
Yeah.
Newish viewer here, excited to be here live. Thank you so much. Now, do I pronounce the name? Probably going to butcher this. Soos, Soos, Sauce. How do I pronounce your name? Let me know, because I don't want to mess it up. I probably already did. Sorry. Phil, thank you for joining. Tyler, hasn't Anime NYC been getting pretty big the last few years?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it has been getting a lot bigger, and I think they're treating it as like a premier anime convention at this point. And I'm kind of upset because I applied to go as a content creator like months ago, and they never got back to me. And at this
what happened with that? Yeah, you told me about that.
If they get back to me at this point, it's way too close, and like tickets to do stuff are just expensive. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do it. But I'd been planning I'd been planning a trip to Chicago anyway. So I told Colleen, like, I'm just gonna go to Chicago during the convention, and we can have our own convention.
That's all. What would you call it, though?
I don't know. VidCon.
VidCon, but it's actually just the Omnibus Collector.
Yeah.
That long ass title right there. I'm expecting a lot of Bleach love, hyped about Bleach. Hot take, I like Mob Psycho more than One Punch Man. I'm in the same boat, Cleveland Brown. That's why the first way is fine. Now, Riley, you have a better memory than I. What was the first thing I said when I started saying the name? Seuss?
Yeah, Seuss.
Okay. Phew. All right, gotcha. Thank you, Seuss, for joining.
Speaking of Mob, I don't think I told you this, Gino, but my manga only ass went ahead and picked up the anime. So
Nice.
So I can finally get on with, because I feel like as a manga only person for Mob, I'm completely missing out on everything because it's so wildly different that like what I experience from reading it is so different from what everyone else experiences from watching it. And like you and so many friends are like super in love with that series. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to do it. And I needed to put something else in my cart to bump me up for free shipping. And then I put both in my cart and it basically doubled me over for shipping. I mean, way more than I needed. So, you know, sometimes that shit happens. Speaking of like when I needed free shipping the other day.
Yeah.
I put an order in for a bunch of new releases and I was like, awesome. All these new releases are available. I got my free shipping was hit. And then literally like a few minutes after, a volume of Yona of the Dawn was on Right Stuff again. Like it had been added in that I had like been needing, volume 14 or 15. I don't remember which one. And I was like, God damn it. Like I just placed an order. And I'm not going to like buy just one volume. And so to get free shipping,
yeah,
I got this guy.
Look at that bad boy.
So I'd been meaning to order Obelisk anyway, but it was funny because I was like,
wow.
I'm going to create a whole nother order of like random things. All I want is one book. So I was like, you know what? I need to go ahead and order Obelisk. So I did, and he is absolutely stunning.
Is the statue heavy or is it light?
It's heavy. Like it's got some heft to it. The only complaint I have is the pegs on his feet match with both of the pegs on his, like the pegs are removable. That's why there's not a second one there.
Yeah.
But the two holes don't match. So you can only put one in there, which was kind of odd. But aside from that, this is an incredibly nice piece. And I will have him alongside his siblings, Slifer and Mega Ultra Chicken, sometime this weekend.
Yeah, that looks fantastic. I love the shading on that.
He is. I think he's like 14 inches tall.
Wow.
And he's got a second hand. He's got a fist, but I put the claw because he's already got one fist.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
Oh yeah, that looks amazing.
So now,
Yona and Obelisk, a great pair.
They are a great pair, and when they all shipped, the Yona book shipped with the other books I bought anyway from the previous order, so it was funny. So now I have the three gods, and I've got the nice blue eyes that I got in San Diego, and then I've got almost all of the character like figures that were put out. Because I have Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, of course.
Yep.
I've got Bakura and Merrick, but there's also there's Atem, the Pharaoh, and there is because I have Yami Merrick, but there's a normal Merrick, so I can get those, and then I of course need to get the the Black Magician or Dark Magician, and I'd love to be able to get an Exodia, but the only Exodia that I'm aware of right now is just the bust,
Bust, yeah.
and it's like $2,000, and I'm
Yeah.
nope, no way.
Not yet. We're not at that level yet.
No, like literally, if they did the exact same, like for Exodia as this obelisk, like a 14-inch, because I was like, $200, which I think $200 for a 14-inch thing like that is good.
Yeah.
I would do that. But the next one that's coming that I would probably wind up getting, aside from the ones that are already available, is they are finally doing a Red Eyes. So
was that the one I tagged you? I tagged you on a Red Eyes. I don't know if that was...
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that you did. Slifer, the Slifer statue is nice, but it's spikes. Like there's literally spikes all over. And it, like, I almost cut my hand open, like putting it together, because you have to put the segments of the serpentine body together.
Nice.
And they're super sharp spikes.
Make a Toon Village for Halloween. That'd be cute. The Toon monsters. Oh, they should put out what's it called? The Furball. What's the name of the Furball?
Karibo?
Yeah, they should do a little figurine of that guy.
I'm sure they do. Like if they did a Nendoroid Karibo, that would go scale with everything else.
And I know there's a little figurine for Dark Magician Girl, which looks pretty cute.
There are a couple of Dark Magician Girls, and one of them is from the Pop-Up Parade series.
That one's
a little smaller than the figures that I have of the characters, but it would work okay.
Yeah, and that one's cheap. The Pop-Up Parades are usually in the $30 range, so that's good. That's the whole point of the Pop-Up Parade, if you guys don't know, to make cheap, affordable figurines for fans.
And they're pretty decent, as the appearance goes.
The only one I have is the Traveler from Journey, the video game, not the band. And I have on pre-order Guts with the Berserker armor, whatever, and Street Fighter Pop-Up Parade.
I'm looking
for the Guts one.
I'm looking at what they have for Karibo, and I don't think there's one that's like in scale with everything else that I have. So I'll just wait and see if they do that eventually. But I think it'd be really cool if they did like some of the because all of them have several, like Flame Swordsman for Joey, Celtic Guardian for Yugi has that one, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Exodia, when you use all 5, you win. That's the lore.
Seems nearly as powerful as Ishmael, but he's just chained the. Are you talking about like in the lore of the what god is he supposed to be? I don't know. The god of being overpowered. I wish they would do a fusion statue series like the Pokemon statues where like Baby Dragon is in the front and 1,000-Year Dragon is in the back, for example. That'd be fun. Yeah. I'm sure eventually they'll expand and do more niche stuff within the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. So, speaking of hauls, since you already showed that, I got 2 books in that I wanted to show, and they're super old. Now, you're probably going to say, that's like 2 months out. What the hell, dude? Well, stuff happened. But I finally got my copy of Spriggan. Friggin' Spriggan. Right there.
Spriggan.
I saw some really stupid takes on Twitter, and I was just dumbfounded, and I started unfollowing people. Because people were complaining, like, this is too thick. How am I supposed to read it? The spine is going to crease. My guy, it's a book. You're supposed to read it and enjoy it. Don't worry about the spine. Like, it's fine. It's not. That's a true first world problem, and it just made me dislike a lot of manga people on Twitter. So I just started unfollowing random people. but this looks really cool. I have zero knowledge of this series. I didn't grow up with it. I didn't read it. I didn't watch the OVAs or the new stuff or whatever, but it looks really cool, and I want to check it out. Have you read this already?
No, I've got it on my ever-growing stack of books that I need to read. But
Look at that. Shit. I love that.
I will hopefully get to it soon.
Guys, if I make a video on my channel about Spriggan, that's going to be the thumbnail. I'm going to replace I'm going to leave the oh shit because I don't know if YouTube's going to censor it or not, but I'll take my chances. That'll be the thumbnail, and it'll say something like, oh shit, reading Spriggan for the first time. I don't know. I just made that up.
Oh snap or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It had the sorry to interrupt. It had the Netflix sticker on there, but I took it out because that sucks.
I read Devil's Ecstasy, like
Oshimi.
Yeah, today and yesterday, and those are a couple thickies, and it's like on some books I get it. Like some books the spines will just crease, and it happens. But on some of these books, like in order to get these spines to crease, y'all gotta be like manhandling these things. Like I don't know how people like mess up the for instance the 3-in-1s from Viz, like the little ones. Yeah. Those I've read I had every single volume of Yu-Gi-Oh in 3-in-1. I read all of them, and not a single one has a crease on it. I read both of the Devil's Ecstasy, nothing. Like I feel like people are just not. I don't know. Like how are you just like cracking them wide open or something to damage the books?
They're doing this, and they're going as wide as possible. Let me read it and let me show it off. Look at that.
They go as wide as possible, and then they go wider. They just go even further to go even further beyond.
I have the 3-in-1 One Piece. That's how I collect that series, and I've read a chunk of them, not all, and they're fine after many years. So I don't, like you said, I don't understand what exactly they're doing. I think they're following certain influencers and famous people on social media and YouTube, and they just go with that train of thought. Like if they said, oh, the spine's going to crease, then all the followers, I'm not going to buy that because the spine is going to crease. I don't know what to tell you, my guys. But yeah, got that. And my second ever Osamu Tezuka book. You probably know what it is if you saw the book over there. I got the Princess Knight Omnibus. I really, really like Princess Knight. She's one of my favorite characters from the Tezuka library, the animated version. And I've never read the manga, so I'm super excited to own this and read it. Again, a lot of people were complaining online about this. I don't know why. It reads just fine. It's not gonna be destroyed because you read it once or twice. Also, a lot of people are gonna buy it and stick it on the shelf and never read it.
I like to when I'm reading a book, I peel each page out when I'm done, and then I just toss it aside.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So, I don't know. Am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen. There we go. I don't know if I want to collect all of Tezuka because I don't care for a bunch of his stuff, to be honest.
It's a lot, dude.
But I do want to get my favorite characters. It's one of those nights. Sorry. What was the last thing you heard me say?
You said, I don't know if I want to collect all of Tezuka, but I do want to get my favorite characters.
Okay. So, yeah, Princess Knight, Dororo, random Astro Boy volume here and there, stuff like that. Like the really, maybe a book of Blackjack or something. Who knows?
It's so much, and like a lot of it was only released through like digital manga publishing, and they only did it through like Kickstarter or through their store specifically. So many of the Tezuka releases are not even on, like, they've never been, as far as I know, they haven't been listed before on places like Right Stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, and it's hard, and like I keep becoming aware, like almost constantly, of more English releases of his.
Lag jump scare. Sorry. Oh, hey, we can talk. Thank you, James. James coming in clutch. Thanks to our mod, James. Today I saw a post that Dark Horse will reprint I Am a Hero Omnibus. Good, because I need the final 3 books of that. We also got news a few days ago they're bringing Oh My Goddess Omnibus back. That's cool. Let me pull up that tweet just in case.
I don't know if I might have mentioned here, but like we should really be expecting a lot of reprints from Dark Horse. It, like, basically after they were bought out by Embracer Group, it seems like they've just been funneling the money in and telling them like to get stuff out. And I think it's easier for them to embrace existing licenses than to to try and pick stuff up at this moment. So like if what I am imagining is correct, basically Embracer comes in and they're like, you need to expand and do more, print more manga, because manga is selling in droves right now, and they're like, okay, let's bring back, reprint a lot of our existing things. And so, they finally put out volume 5 and announced more for Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service. They're doing the same for Oh My Goddess. They reprinted Kurosagi. They're reprinting Oh My Goddess. I would not be surprised to see more older titles coming back.
Dark Horse reprinting, I thought that was a myth.
I mean, they couldn't for like 2 years do much because they were bought and sold like twice, and so finally they found a solid home. And they definitely, like, there's funds floating around, because it's not just with manga. Like, we saw both Eric Powell and Stan Sakai coming back to Dark Horse after they had left. Like, Eric Powell left a while ago to do what was it, Albatross or whatever, that he was doing the Goon and other stuff under.
Yeah, I think so, Albatross.
And so now Albatross is going to be an imprint under Dark Horse. And then Stan Sakai left to go to IDW, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't remember exactly what it was over there that he was unhappy with, but he's going back to Dark Horse. So Embracer got shmoney is basically what I'm hearing.
I think. So here's the Penguin Random House link for Oh My Goddess, Volume 7. So May 30th, 2023. That's the date. So you can pre-order now and forget about it. And then May comes and you're like, whoa, Oh My Goddess. Okay, cool. I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, but I did like the anime. So I will probably, I don't know if I'll check out the... I'll buy all the volumes or whatever, but I'll check it out. So thank you, James, for pointing that out. Forgot about that. Let's see over here. Did Dark Horse get the rights to GVAC? They never left, right?
As far as I know.
Yeah. What if Dark Horse announce they got the Transformers G.I. Joe license? That would be some major news. I hope so, because there's money to be made by reprinting that stuff or keeping those in print, those hardcovers. It has a lot of fans. I would hate for people to miss out. MPD Psycho and Psychopaths hopefully going to get reprinted and finished printing.
That I didn't want to put the words out there, but that's my expectation. Like my expectation is to, like, specifically I was guessing MPD Psycho, because it's the same creator as Kurosagi, right? And also, I very strongly suspect reprints for Trigun ahead of the new anime.
Oh, that's a given. Even if we don't get the fabled hardcovers, at least a reprint. So speaking of books, Seven Seas announced a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Let me share my screen here again. Here we go. Doing their Wednesday thingamajig. Seven Seas Entertainment. Oh, can't see
Fake
it.
handlebar on the side there.
Is I love this pawn. I love this pun. Seven Seas is positively thrilled to announce the license acquisition of the self-contained manga Shibanban Super Cute Doggies by Yasutaro Ogoshi, a full-color book for the popular Shiba Inu characters appearing in Line stickers. Line is the messaging app. And stationery. Follow the capers of a group of canines in this collection of hilarious comics. Will be released in North America for the first time in May 2023 in single large trim edition. Okay, cool.
I didn't actually look at what this was about, and now like that you said line, I was like, oh yeah, I recognize that little guy. But I was like, I'm excited because it's dogs, and you know, like I've talked before about wanting more dog manga. So the second that they put that out, I was like, finally.
Yeah. Meet Aka, Kuro, Cha, Shido, the roly-poly pups, and the rest of this colorful cast of adorable Shiba Inu dogs. Whether they're venturing out into stormy weather in a raincoat, lazing at the beach, napping in a cozy dog bed, or eagerly eyeing dinner someone left out on the table, their fun antics are sure to delight. That sounds super cute.
Surely they will delight.
Oh, yeah. Enough of the cat manga. Let's bring the dogs into the forefront.
I said on Twitter that Seven Seas answered the decades-long question of who let the dogs out, asked by the Baja Men. They let the dogs out.
Night of the Living Dog versus Night of the Living Cat. When? That would be the ultimate crossover.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Damn, finally a dog manga, right? Yeah. So the next one they announced is, oh boy, I love the long titles. I hadn't read the name of it. Licenses The Dragon's King's Imperial Wrath Falling in Love with the Bookish Princess of the Rat Clan by Akira Shikimi and Akiko Kawano. In this shoujo josei fantasy tale, an unlikely romance blooms between the princess of a realm's lowest-ranking clan and the powerful Dragon King. In a fantasy world inspired by ancient China, 13 clans rule the land, and the Rat Clan is the weakest, of course. Ruane, the princess of the Rat Clan, is summoned to the land of the dominating Dragon Clan, along with the princesses of the other tribes. The Dragon King seeks a bride, and they are all candidates. Instead of vying for the Dragon King's favor, though, Ruane takes the chance to lose herself in the palace's enormous library, a place she can read to her heart's content, since she's driven by an insatiable curiosity. It's there that she's found by the Dragon King himself, who immediately kisses her and claims she is the one for him. A fantastical love story begins. Volume 1 of The Dragon King's Imperial Wrath, Falling in Love with the Bookish Princess of the Rat Clan, comes out in May of next year in single large trim editions. What do you think of that? That's a mouthful.
That's a lot.
I do want to check out the cover for it because it's pretty nice. I like the art.
Yeah, the artwork looks good. I've seen some of the interior, and it looks good on the inside too.
So that's the cover for that one. And I guess I should show the dog one. Sorry. I forgot about the covers. I mean, that's super well made and beautiful and all that stuff. And I like the white hair. It sounds interesting. I wouldn't be opposed to checking it out. And here is Shibanban Super Cute Doggies, the cover for that. Looking absolutely cute as hell. And the final one on the list here is here. Yep. The final one that they announced is My Stepmother and Stepsisters Aren't Wicked. Fairy tale tropes are turned on their heads in this comedic reimagining of the classic Cinderella story. Mia is the illegitimate child of a prominent family. When her mother dies and her father's estate agrees to take her in, she's convinced she knows what awaits her in her new home, a life of servitude and misery at the hands of her wicked stepmother and stepsisters. Yet when she finally meets the women she expects to treat her like dirt, they actually end up being sweet. A hilarious and heartfelt comedy that's sure to put a smile on your face. First volume comes out in May for $15 in single large trim editions. And the cover for that, over here. That's the cover for My Stepmother and Stepsisters Aren't Wicked. So that's cute. I like that it's shaking things up and not a straightforward adaptation of Cinderella. So out of the three, obviously, I am excited for the dogs. The dogs take it. Sorry, stepmothers. Sorry, Rat Clan. You had me at doggies. I'm in for that.
Been waiting for the dogs. I got the dog in me.
Next are some, actually, I should say everybody's favorite announcements, Kodansha Digital announcements.
Codigital, Kodansha.
They announced, this was, I think it was a week ago, Raised by the Demon Kings by Kosuke Iijima. Death Castle, the seat of power in the demon world, is home to 3 demon kings and a toddler. The High Demon King, Death Mask, and his co-rulers, Demon King Giant Rock and Demon King Dark Knight. Oh, Batman's in it. Cool. Find that though they command powerful legions of evil, they aren't immune to a child's cries. And so the sweet, innocent human child, Maris, will grow up under their care. After all, how hard can raising a child be? Pretty low res, but you can see the cover there for Raised by the Demon Kings by Kosuke Iijima. Sounds like it could be funny. Could be fun. Oh, and you get a little preview here. You get the first chapter. I don't know if this is legitimate or not, if we can actually do this on stream, but I'm going to show you some of the art from the official source. So hopefully we don't get our stream taken down like last time.
I mean, if they're giving it for free, maybe it's fine. I don't know.
Right? Yeah.
This is free advertising for them.
I mean, because I always get sort of like flashbacks to when our stream was taken down by showing just cover images of manga from Bright Stuff. Like, what the hell? So yeah, you can see some of the art there.
Didn't we also get in trouble when you showed that like clip from that puppet thing?
Oh yeah, I had to trim it out. That was fun. The Thunderbolt something. Yeah, so it looks like a fun little comedy. There you go. Or you know what we can do? We can erase the word bubbles and we can read it like that one person on YouTube and make a killing doing that.
I'm surprised it's okay to do.
The other one here that's that got announced is the Cafe Terrace and its Goddesses by Koji Seo. When Hayato's grandmother passed, he planned to sell a rundown cafe on the shore, not realizing that it was also home to 5 young women who call themselves her family. Their desperation to keep the cafe open convinces Hayato to give it a shot, but even their best intentions might not be enough to make it work. And can he even work with these 5 unruly women? No matter what, he's got his work cut out for him. A fun new rom com by the author of Fuka and Suzuka. Here's the cover for that: the cafe terrace and its goddesses. And yeah, you can check out a preview of chapter 1 right here. I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, Warren knows of this one. Cool. Cafe Terrace. There you go. Cafe Terrace looks hilarious. Have you heard of this one?
I don't think so.
Oh, the shop is called Familia? Hey, it's all about family. Hello, welcome to Cafe Terrace Familia.
It's a spin-off of Fast and Furious.
Yeah, obviously this is a spin-off from, what was the third movie?
Third one was Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, so this spins off from Tokyo Drift because they're both in Japan. Let's go back. Oh, I can't show that. Sorry. Or maybe I can. Whatever. It's
So that we're gonna hover on it for 3 seconds though.
No, because the thing is, they only have 12 pages. So I clicked on it and I couldn't keep going, and then I noticed, oh, it's only 12. I gotta go back.
Oh.
I mean, it's just animated anatomy. Jesus Christ. Settle down, YouTube. So that is happening. And last but not least, everybody's favorite, Gamadan Shuda. We talked about Gamadan before. It's been 2 years since the infamous tournament, but things aren't over for Yori Sengoku. In fact, he's received a summons from the Tokugawa shogunate. He's to join in battle against the shogunate's top martial artists to determine the strongest of the lot. Not only that, he's accompanied by the sword-crazy Ran Ichinose. No matter what, this is an adventure you won't want to miss. The thrilling sequel to Gamadan. So here's the cover for that, Gamadan Shuda. And of course, you get a preview. 63 pages. Now, this is fine. Violence is okay. YouTube's like, yeah, you should go ahead and show that. But if you show female anatomy, you're in trouble. But this looks interesting. Okay. Hopefully, there's enough interest that people will want a physical edition and they'll take a gamble one day and release it. Because I think I like manga in feudal Japan, so hopefully they make it happen, because I'd be interested in reading it, not digitally, but I would like to own it physically someday. So, yeah, there's Gamadan.
So I was curious, and I looked up what the actual information about Viz's panel tomorrow is.
Yeah.
And tomorrow's, because they have a panel on Friday and a panel on Saturday. The Saturday panel is their Bleach panel, and tomorrow's panel is their Ultraman panel, featuring the creators on the Ultraman manga, Eiichi Shimizu and Tomohiro Shimoguchi.
Okay.
And it did say, on their flyer for it with all the info, it does say announcements and news, games and prizes, but it seems like the big thing for that panel, the thing that they're trying to draw attention to, is the Ultraman people. So I don't know if they're going to be announcing maybe they're going to be doing Shin Ultraman the English version or something.
Yeah.
Or the English piece is going to be done or whatever by Viz, or maybe there's going to be a new anime based on specifically on the manga, or I don't know. But all I'm saying is it's a I don't know how long they have for the panel. I'd guess about an hour, but that's a lot to shove into an hour. I wouldn't expect a whole round of announcements tomorrow. I could be wrong. I just want to temper expectations though.
Yeah. Um, why all these books getting large trim releases and Die Dark is so small? I'm guilty in that I like the small trim size for Die Dark. I don't know why. Because I would be advocating for like a big edition for that book because the art's great. But like I don't know, I kind of dig the little small edition that they're putting out. Gio, did you see the new Netflix movie that had a trailer released today? Oni Thunder God's Tale looks up your alley since there's a bunch of yokai in it. I saw somebody tweeting about it, but I didn't click on it. And now I have to check it out because that sounds great. And I want to check it out, like you said. Thank you for reminding me. If it's by Suzuka and Fuka, it's going to be either sad or depressing. Yay! Isn't Goddess's Cafe Terrace getting an anime too? Probably. There's a lot of anime. By the way, before we move on to another topic, there's a bunch of shows coming out right now in the fall season. I haven't started because because of all the stuff that's happened in my life. I'm super behind on my videos, and I talk about anime and I talk about manga. I review the seasonal stuff. That's my coverage when it comes to anime. So I have to make a video reviewing like 15 different shows, and now I have to watch. Let me do the final count here. Right now I have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. At least 26 different shows that are starting. And most of them, I think like 90% of everything you can stream, which is great. I'm kind of losing my mind, and it's only just begun. Like this is the first week of the new season, and I'm already going a bit crazy. So I can't even imagine the final video in 3 months when I make it. So Chainsaw Man, Spy Family season 2. I got Bleach, Blue Lock, and then I'm also watching My Master Has No Tail, Uzaki-chan season 2, Beast Tamer. I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. I'm Raven of the Inner Palace. I'm also watching Housing Complex C, which is a new horror anime, and that is streaming on HBO Max of all places. Shinobi something about Shinobis. I don't know. The Human Crazy University. Riley, if you get a chance to check out that show, it's so bizarre that I think it's going to be an underrated gem for the whole year.
Which one?
It's called The Human Crazy University. To my understanding, it's an original show. It's about this guy called Satake Hirofumi, who's a prisoner on death row for murdering his fiancée. He's also an undead man who has survived many desperate situations. For this, he has earned the interest of a research institution called the Human Crazy University, which studies real-life miraculous phenomena and the people who become entangled in them. Now subject of their research, Satake relates to them his memories of his immortal yet unhappy life. Why did he kill his fiancée? And soon enough, the truth sheds light on a much bigger conspiracy. The animation looks like a Flash show from 2009, 2008. It's so weird. Let me see if I can pull. I can't play the trailer, but I can find the poster for it. And I don't know. I saw the first episode, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I was super intrigued. Oh, here it is. Check out this thing right here. There we go. So this is the Human Crazy University. If I were to tell you that somebody made this in like a college campus in 2010, you'd be like, yeah, sure, I believe that.
Yeah, I would think that this was something, an Adult Swim original show.
Like a parody of anime and manga.
Yeah, exactly.
The opening and ending songs are just amazing. They're straight fire. I love them. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this show because It could be good. First
Like,
episode,
why-
you know.
Is the dude in the suit? Is that the undead dude?
Yeah, with the dead fiance.
Why does he look like a Family Guy character?
I have no idea. The professor at the top is the one that rescues him, and I don't know why we have a shark in here or a plane. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
The professor looks obviously like Rick Sanchez in a yellow shirt instead of blue.
Anime Rick.
Then there's so much going on. There's Brock from Pokemon without spiky hair.
Yeah,
Um,
that guy's eating a raw
huge-
meat.
yeah.
The
This guy-
white-haired dude is Killua from Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like adult Killua.
So I will report back with more episodes after I see them and let you guys know what I think. But so far, it's interesting. It's crazy enough that I'm intrigued.
How many
It's on Crunchyroll, by the way, if you guys want to check it out.
how many episodes are out right now?
Just the first one, and the second one should air in, I think, Monday or Tuesday, something like that.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out just to like
Well, watch the first episode and let me know.
ease my curiosity.
Yeah. And just to finish real quick, my list here: The Eminence in Shadow. I'm watching that. Reincarnated as a Sword, because why not? I watch all the isekai these days. Mob Psycho season 3. Bibliophile Princess. Akiba Maid War. Uncle from Another World, which is a Netflix show. That got hit hard by COVID. I think like half the studio was MIA because they all got infected and sick.
Damn.
And the voice actors, it's crazy over there. So they delayed the later half of the show. And here on the Annie list, the episode 8 is scheduled 48 days from now. So what they're doing now in Japan is they're re-airing the first 7 episodes to make up for it. And eventually it will come back. But I love that series. I highly recommend it.
I started to watch it because my brother-in-law recommended it, but I was trying to watch it while I was working, and I didn't realize that it wasn't dubbed.
Oh, it's sub only. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like trying to put the dub on, and I was like, I don't know Japanese. I can't work while watching this.
It's a lot of fun, and if you're a retro gamer and you like Sega, you're in heaven with that. It's so funny. I love it. Let's see if I'm missing anything else that's airing. Browse. If you guys want to follow me on Annie List, I prefer that over my anime list or whatever, Mal. You can just search for my YouTube handle. That's A Week in Geekdom, and I don't know. You can chat with me over there. I don't know. The other stuff that I'm currently watching, I still haven't finished Cyberpunk. I'm halfway through that. It's all right so far. Not like super in love with it. Let's see. Chainsaw Man, Bleach. I talked about that. To Your Eternity Season 2 is coming out in 2 weeks. I'm watching that. Demon School Iruma-kun Season 3 is coming out. I love that show. The rebooted Urusei Yatsura anime is coming out next week by David Production, which you guys know from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah.
More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers. That's a rom-com that's airing soon. Tonikawa is back for an OVA, I think. I'm going to watch that. There's a musical anime called Bocchi the Rock. Looks interesting. It's by Cloverworks, which is one of my favorite studios. Art Knight's Prelude to Dawn. I have no idea what the hell that is, but I'm going to check it out. Love Flops, another rom-com. Let's see if I'm missing anything. There's a Legend of Mana anime coming out, but I'm not super into the lore of the Legend of Mana game, so I'm going to skip it. And yeah, that's about it. So, crap ton of shows that I'm watching. Any good Halloween anime recommendations? Unfortunately, there's not a lot of anime horror compared to manga horror. Like there are a couple that you can talk about, like what's the name of this thing? Blood, The Last Vampire, Mushishi, Tokyo Ghoul, stuff like that. But I feel like manga has way more cooler horror stuff than anime.
I think a lot of notable horror manga is like short stories that don't often get adapted too much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're thirsty for Junji Ito, you could watch the Junji Ito series, which was like 13 episodes adapting a bunch of his short stories.
But please don't.
But it wasn't,
I don't recommend it at all.
it wasn't very good. I think there's also an old anime adaptation of Gyo.
Yeah, that was a movie from like 10 years ago. It's been a while.
Yeah. That sounds about right, because I watched it a hell of a long time ago. Like before I read it.
If you want to laugh, High School of the Dead is awesome. Now keep in mind, it's super fan servicey heavy, but the dub is hilarious. I love the dub for that show. Let's see. I'm looking at a list that I can recommend.
Maybe
Hellsing Ultimate.
Yeah.
Boogie Pop Phantom, the old one and the new one. Sankarea, but it's kind of weird. It's not necessarily spooky. It's just weird.
Devil's Line also has vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Devilman Lady,
Witch Hunter Robin from back in the day. Blood, not Blood. Sorry. Paranoia Agent.
Dude,
in the chat. Yeah.
Witch Hunter Robin has one of the best intros.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Like anyone who has not seen the series, I don't care. Like go look up the Witch Hunter Robin opening song. It is so fire.
Yep. Another. That's just the name of the thing. Another. Summertime Rendering. That's a psychological horror with some creepy aspects to it. It recently finished airing.
There's a lot of like Japanese horror films. Stuff, like the Ring series, Ju-on, which was The Grudge in English.
Did you know that Ju-on is getting a new Blu-ray release in the West?
Ju-on?
Yeah, a box set with a couple of the movies.
Is it from Arrow?
Arrow, but it's only region B. It's going to be a 4K disc.
We lost him.
And you can play it region locked on Europe.
Well, usually they'll release region A eventually.
Yeah, I would recommend, if you guys want to check out all the Japanese stuff, get a region-free player. That's what I would recommend.
But I have a lot of like Japanese horror movies and stuff. Oh,
wait. There's a Ringu, nice.
One Missed Call, Audition's
great. Yeah.
Dark Water, just a bunch of stuff.
You gotta. I don't have it with me, but you gotta recommend the yokai movie trilogy. That first one is my favorite. There we go. That's great stuff. I love it. If you love puppetry, practical effects from the old days, creepy ghost stories, and just yokai lore, you can't go wrong with that set. The first movie is my favorite of the bunch, and I highly recommend it. Just the fact that a bunch of rich people settle in this mansion and they do the ghost game where they all have to tell spooky ghost stories. And once they're done, they blow out different candles until the last story. You blow out every candle so the house sits in complete darkness. It's sort of like a challenge to see if you can survive the night. That is just super creepy, and I would not be caught dead doing that.
I wouldn't be caught alive doing that either.
No, thank you. Let's see. Am I missing any? Oh, Yamishibai Japanese ghost stories. Short stories, super creepy. I think you can stream that on Crunchyroll or Hulu or something. I recommend that. But yeah, more manga than anime. Obviously, Higurashi is also a good one. James has some recommendations here. Another Attack on Titan, Ergo Proxy, Gantz, Cabanetti of the Iron Fortress, Serial Experiments Lane, Toko. I haven't heard of Toko in a while. Nice. Witch Hunter Robin. Blue Gender. Yeah, Blue Gender. Same with Gantz. A lot of body horror. Love that. Kindaichi Case Files anime is awesome. Nice. I think I haven't. No, I haven't checked it out. But I'll add it to my list. The Vampire Dies in No Time is a good spooky comedy. I love that one. I love Vampire Dies in No Time because he befriends an armadillo. John, was it John? John the armadillo from South America, and they go on adventures together. And the armadillo plays soccer. He's super intelligent, and he's the heart and soul of that show. If you want something fun, very colorful because it's very like cel shaded, I do recommend that. Vampire Dies in No Time. Oh yeah, the Vampire Hunter D movies. Hell yeah, both movies are great. The first one, classic, super spooky. The second one, majestic as hell with that madhouse animation. Yeah, John the Armadillo. Bradley, have you seen Vampire Dies in No Time?
Mm-mm.
You will love John the Armadillo. John the Armadillo. He's the mascot of the show, and they befriend the Chupacabra at some point. Here's John, right there. John also dances. He's a vampire Helsing-like hunter. Here he is. So this is a funny Halloween themed show that everybody could stream.
Not anime or manga related, but tomorrow there is both Werewolf by Night and Hellraiser.
I will check out Werewolf by Night. I'm not a huge fan of Hellraiser, so I'll skip that one.
I'm excited for both, but I'm gonna probably do Werewolf by Night first since it's quick, and then Hellraiser later since it's a full ass movie.
Yeah, Werewolf is like 55 minutes, 56 minutes.
That's longer than I thought it was. I thought it was about to be like a
short.
Yeah, like a 30-minute, 40-minute thing.
Yeah, that was the one complaint because I saw some video reviews already on YouTube, and everybody was saying like it's too short. By the time it's over, you want more because it's so much fun. Like, yes, that's what I like to hear. Hopefully, that is incentive for them to do more horror Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Dorohedoro would qualify for horror. Yeah, I mean,
put it in there. It's got some spooky elements to it.
Spooky comedy with action and mushrooms.
Yeah, it's just so much like supernatural stuff going on in there. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Anyone play Costume Quest every year during October? No, just me. What Costume Quest? What is that? Is that a show? Is that a movie? Is that a meme on the internet? Also on Netflix, The Midnight Club by Mike Flanagan. Cool. The final item before we wrap up on the docket tonight, you shared this with me. Why don't you tell everybody about the One Piece film?
So to celebrate the release of One Piece Film Red coming to theaters in the US next month, there is a Times Square takeover. So I was sent this press release a few days ago. I shared it on my Twitter, and now you guys can see it as well if you didn't see it there. So all of the digital display screens, all of the digital billboards are being taken over by One Piece. They're going to have, it's going to start with a countdown, and then it's going to show scenes, like little highlights from the different arcs. And then it starts to highlight each of the members of the crew, as well as Shanks and Uta are also going to get some time. So there's like the countdown, title. It's showing off, from different arcs. It's wanted posters. Luffy
again.
More Luffy. Zoro. Uta. More Luffy. Well, that's it's like the poster for Red. And then there's all the assets for the different characters that they're going to show. This is going to be on Saturday for anyone that happens to be in New York. It's going to be showing on all the screens Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if you happen to be out there and you happen to feel like going to Times Square at that time, which I'm sure it's going to be a hell of a traffic-heavy area at that time, it's going to be there. Obviously, they're doing this in conjunction with the fact that NYCC is happening this weekend, because they are also screening the movie, I think, tonight at NYCC. Nice. So this is the biggest ad campaign that One Piece has had outside of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
One of. That's what they were touting it as, is one of the biggest away from home campaigns that the series has ever experienced. So this is huge. If you told me, like, almost 20 years ago when I started reading the series, that one day they'd be filling the screens in friggin' Times Square with One Piece, I would not have believed you. And here we are. It's just crazy, because even like a couple years ago, the series there was no push for advertising in the US. So this is crazy. Like they've been, obviously, with the movie coming out, doing a lot to push advertising for the series, and I think it's definitely it's doing the job correctly, because it's getting eyes on One Piece, and a lot of more people who maybe have just heard of the series and not started checking it out are starting to get more interested in it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go check the movie out when it hits theaters. I've only seen a couple of the other One Piece movies, but gotta support the cause.
Mm-hmm. I would hate to see what the cost for Times Square ads will be. It's not gonna be cheap.
Freaking a lot. I mean, there's a reason why they only did it for an hour.
Yeah, just an hour, guys. One Piece Film Red Times Square takeover. Cool. So that movie takes place in between what arcs?
I'm guessing it takes place between Wano and the next arc.
Okay. So I can't. Yeah.
Or maybe it's right before Wano. No, it's got to be after, because Jinbei is there.
Okay.
Or at least it makes it seem like, because the assets show Jinbei. I don't know. I have no freaking clue.
Yeah. I'll wait, because I'm not up to date with One Piece, so I'll check it out at a later time. So guys, gang, fam, compadres, familia, let me remind you that this show is sponsored by the fine folks at Instar Trades, your one-stop shop for all things collected editions. You can get your Omnis, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, and so much more, up to 50% off. All the titles that we talked about tonight, they'll be there. Releases drop weekly, every Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. You get deals up to 50% off. Orders of $50 or more gets you free shipping. Fantastic customer service. Wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibroslive here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. And let me remind you that at the end of the month, actually, it falls on Halloween, the 31st. I'm going to do a gift card giveaway. I'm going to try and see if we can do a spooky show there with the gang. So you can participate and see if you can win a gift card valued at $50. Once again, courtesy of our sponsor, that's InStockTrades.com. Shout out to them. I got like 2 more minutes before I got to wrap up. So you guys shoot me some questions. Shoot us some questions in the chat. While we do that, Omnibus Collector, where can people find you on the internet when you're not here with us?
YouTube at the Omnibus Collector, TikTok at the Omnibus Collector, Instagram the Omnibus Collector, and Twitter Omni Collector. I just a couple days ago put out my October buyer's guide for manga on my channel. So if you need a little bit of a guide to some of the new releases that are coming out, new first volumes, single volume releases, stuff like that, including a lot of new horror manga, check out that video. And then this week I will either be, if there are actual announcements from Viz yesterday, I'll be doing a video covering that. Or if it's not, then I will be doing a tour of my new, an improved library. And I have not done a count in a while, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think that I hit 5,000 volumes of manga. So that'll be like a big celebratory 5,000 volume tour.
That's sick. In a good way.
In a bad way too.
Too.
I will say that.
Yeah. So you're literally what's the phrase that people use on YouTube about the manga industry? Like sustaining the industry or something like that.
I know what you mean, but I don't know the word.
Something like that, yeah. It's a dumb joke that people use on this platform. What a world we live in to get One Piece on Times Square. That's awesome, yeah. Just finished Water 7, so it'll be a while before I watch this one. I need to commit to catching up because I keep saying it and I don't do it because I start reading other stuff. I'm super behind. You can find me online at a bunch of places. Start with YouTube. YouTube, that's A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime and manga. I also have a sister channel called Geekdom Gaming, where I talk about video games. If not, if you just want to hang, check me out on Twitter. That's A Week in Geekdom. A Week in Geekdom. I just go by Geo there. And you can chat with me about whatever the heck you want. And I'm also on TikTok called Creature Gaiden, where I talk about yokai. James has a question. When you count your manga, do you count 3 in 1 as... Sorry. When you count your manga, do you count 3 in 1 as 3 or 1? There we go.
One spine equals one book. So I don't care if it's 3 in 1, 2 in 1, or what. That is one book. So I count that as one. Because the thing is, like, some people have made, when I talk about this, there's some people that'll make the argument of like, oh, well, you know, sometimes it'll say like, you know, volumes 1 and 2 on the spine. Like I know, for instance, High Rise Invasion, it says 1 and 2, 2 and 3. Or some of the, like the omnibus from Viz for the Shonen Jump stuff, like the One Piece, it'll say 1 through 3, 4 through 6, etc. I know it does that for Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm guessing it does that for One Piece as well.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, that should count as, you know, each of those is 3 volumes. But like then it's like, okay, well, Urusei Yatsura is 2 in 1s, but those are labeled as just volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sensei's Pious Lie from Kodansha, just because I have it next to me, is a 2 in 1, but it's just labeled as a single volume. And then you have releases such as Dragon Quest that are 1.5 in 1, or what's it called? Fist of the North Star is also 1.5 in 1. So it's like it's easier for me to just say one spine equals one book, because there's so many different things that you'd have to start considering of, like, you know, how do you count certain things and what counts as a single volume and what doesn't, yada yada yada. It's just, hard and fast. One spine is one book. I also feel like if I did it the other way, like, and said a 3-in-1 equals 3 volumes, then people would say like, oh, you're just trying to pump up your numbers if you do that. So it's like, I'd rather say it's less and not have that. Though I did get into an argument with someone because they were like, you should be counting them as 3 volumes instead of 1. I was like, no, I shouldn't. And I told them, like, it's just, when people do that, I feel like they're trying to, boost their numbers. And I think I offended him by saying that, because he's like, well, I do that. And I was like, okay, well, then I think you might be trying to boost your numbers.
Exactly.
Have what you have. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite One Piece arc? Now, my answer is going to be different because I'm not up to date. But of what I've read, I know about One Piece up until shoot, what's the name of that arc? Enies Lobby. That's as far as I've gotten in the manga and the anime. I've always loved the Alabasta stuff ever since I first watched and read One Piece.
Alabasta's classic. I think Alabasta is really high up there, and as well, like, I'd say Water 7 is high up there as well for me. And yeah, Enies Lobby is a really good one. Really exciting.
If you double dip, you could both say, if you double dip, you could both say DBZ and DBZ Vizbigs. If you double dip, you could both say DBZ and DBZ Vizbigs. I'm not getting that question. Sorry. But I'm going to say yes.
I have the Vizbigs. I sold my singles, so I didn't double dip, but I did recently buy the color editions of what they have out for Dragon Ball Z.
Nice.
Most of it, I bought what I could at the time.
So, count, not could. Oh, if you double dip, you could count DBZ and. Are you counting both formats?
Well, I don't have both. I don't have the singles, so I wouldn't count. If I did, that's additional books.
Yeah.
I also don't count light novels or art books or like supplemental things like that. Like, I do everything I can to keep my number down. I feel like most people do the opposite. They're like, I have so many things, but I'm like, no, anything that someone could be like, that shouldn't count, I'm like, not counting it. So 3-in-1s are one book. Art books and light novel don't count. I don't even count my manga that's in other languages. Like, my manga
video for that. Because at some point you're going to get a collection of art books, and you can do a separate video.
I have a collection of art books now. Like, since the last time I did anything, I have like a pretty decent selection. It takes up like almost an entire shelf on Thin Billy. Actually, I think if I put everything, because I have them split, I have some of them in other places, so it would probably take up like half of a wide Billy.
That's awesome.
Shelf, not the case, just one shelf.
Well, so there you have it, guys. We're gonna wrap up. I got other things to do now that the show's over. Do you keep count? Just Mason, do you keep count of how much you've read too? I don't.
I mean, I've always kept kind of a count, and I know like roughly the percentage of how much I've read, and it was floating around 90% until recently, because I like binge bought. Is that a thing? Binge buying a lot of stuff, and
sure.
Now closer. I'm gonna say I'm closer to 80%. It's probably closer to 85, but I'm gonna just say 80 to be safe, because again, I like to go for the safer numbers. But
yeah, I don't, because I live dangerously. It's always exciting when I pick up a book. I'm like, oh yeah, I've read this before. So that's it. I'm done. We're done. We're out of here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, In Stock Trades. Thank you to the chat. You guys are lovely as always. If you're watching this later, let us know what you thought of the episode. Also, a quick reminder before we wrap up, I forgot about this. We are on a bunch of different platforms that you can check out. If it doesn't have to be YouTube. You can check us out on Spotify, for example. Subscribe over there, and you can watch and lock your phone and still keep listening to us and all that fun stuff. So check us out: Stitcher Radio, Anchor, Amazon Music, Apple, iTunes, whatever, Spotify, all that fun stuff. Just search for Omnibroslive on those platforms. So thank you, everybody. We're going to return next Monday with another episode. So thank you, Riley. Thank you to everybody watching. God bless. Stay safe out there. Catch you guys on the next stream. Read some manga and do some other stuff.